Hello there, everybody. My name's Mark, and welcome back to Mars.
That's the best I can do. Mick, if you're watching, cows are evil, we love you. We love you. We can't imitate you, but we love you. Hello everybody, that's right, Mark Got Me, definitely not Mark Want Me. Legally distinct Mark Got Me is back on Mars and having a wonderful time of it. That's a lie. That's the first lie of many today. Because the second set of lies is that we're going to be able to finish all of this crap. Now, at the end of the previous episode, Mark asked the voices in his head exactly what he should be doing next. And many ideas came through. Many of them were very, very good. These are the ones that we've distilled them down to. So, we are going to be doing some more trading. We've had our trader over there as a prisoner for a while now. But not before we do some other stuff. Specifically today, I want to get started on the rockets. It'll take a while to get to it. So let's get the rocket printer built. Let's design a launch pad and a control room and build them. Now we'll talk all of that in a second. We'll move our printers, I think, over there because that's where the resources are going to be coming from. But that's going to require some other work. We're going to have to put some walls up, move some storage, yada, yada, yada. There's a bunch of automation I would like to get to, including our fridge and ice crusher. It's not working very well. We have to fix our battery script because now we got the big ones. And of course, we need to display our weather station, which does currently claim that there is a storm on its way. So we have this surplus icy chip here. I could put it on this one, but I don't want to mess with my currently barely functional system. So instead, I'm going to I'm going to print another IC chip, this one right here. And we're going to repurpose this unused housing for a weather control station, or weather monitoring station, rather. It's a very simple build, but it is one I want to work on. You'll also notice in the bottom right that it is currently day 63. I went off and did a ton of mining, hence all of these backpacks. You'll see that we've got, I think, like 2,400 steel. We've got, 1,000 silicon, 1,000 iron, 1,000 something, 1,000 this, 1,000 that. We've got a lot of thousands rolling around right now, which is really, really cool. And that should enable us to do everything we still want to do in this playthrough. But I kind of need a rush here because I have a feeling that we are going to run out of time before this storm hits. I don't know when it's going to get here, but it's going to be soon. So just display the stuff. We're going to need some consoles, which begs the question of where the hell are we going to put all of this? Okay, we'll put our thing over here. Temporarily, we can make this prettier later. Okay, that's going to be our LED display. Oh, that's, you know what, honestly, that's probably not even the right spot for it. Let's put this... I am not moving quickly enough to get this done. I don't think we're going to get there. It can go right there. Screw it. Nothing like a bit of storm panic to start an episode, is it? It's always like this. Always. Every single time. It's entirely self-inflicted, I am aware. Okay, fresh slate. Let's do this. So this is going to be our LU's storm checker. Decided I should probably start adding version numbers to things. V 1.0. That's right, we're going straight to production. And this is going to be super straightforward. We're going to load into our storm timer, right? From the weather station, we're going to load that one right there, the next, man, this UI really is a lot nicer. I'm sold. And you can just hit tab to finish it. We're going to load the next weather event time. This is a pretty straightforward mechanic. What this will do, if I hit pause, is give us our seconds until the next weather event is inbound. So basically, how long in seconds until the next storm hits. Now, very important to note, and I think this is important, this only works when there is actually a storm on the way. If the storm counter hasn't triggered, it'll just give you a 0. So we can actually do some fun stuff with this. Let's start off at the beginning. If we get a 0, that means there is no storm coming, right? Like either the storm's already happened or there is no storm coming. So we're going to branch if we're equal to 0, right? And store the next value in AL, so that's into RA. Like this is like JAL, just branching. So if our storm time gives us 0, then we know there's no storm coming. We're going to call that storm nothing, right? And what are we going to do in storm nothing? Well, we're going to say, if there's no storm coming, I want you to set the storm screen color, with capital C, to green, right? We want the storm screen to be green because there's nothing coming. And we can set the storm screen mode to be, let's say, string 10. Okay. So we set it to 10, which is to display text. And then we set the storm screen setting. Can I do it like this? No. It has to be a number. Can I... Actually, I have no idea how to define strings in this. Alias. Let's call this no storm on R2. And then move no storm. Can I give it a hash value? Is this something I can do? I don't know. I don't know. No storm. Okay, that's what I'm gonna make it. I'm gonna say that R2 is equal to that hash value. I genuinely have no idea if this will work. So let's test it together. Display no storm on the screen, right? That's what we're good. That's what we should see. I think. I don't know. Well, we don't really need this line up here then if we're gonna do it in the line. Okay, and then we jump back to RA. So we go back to where we were. Now, because that's only if we are equal to 0, right? There's no storm, no worries. Or we might as well jump back to the beginning of storm check, because that's all the script does. Then, however, if we are not equal to 0, so branch if not equal to 0, then we're going to, if storm time is not equal to 0, then we're going to do a storm coming. Oh my goodness, what now? So if there is a storm coming, what do we want to do? We want to do some other stuff. We want to change the color. Oh, no, don't do like that. I suppose we can copy all of this. We're going to change the color to not green, but to orange. We're going to set the mode to 7, which is time mode. And we're going to not display no storm. We are going to display whatever is on storm time. So whatever that timer is in seconds. And then jump back to storm check. And then just loopy, 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 loop. That should just work. Let's binga bonga find out, shall we? I better pick this up before all of my shit explodes. So D0 was... Oh, fudge, I forget. Turn on? Hey, look at that. Okay, I got my colors backwards, but we do have a storm coming very quickly in 30 seconds. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. Oh, crap. 20 seconds. Don't fly backwards. Why are you flying backwards? You have no time for this. Swap these. Orange is 3. Green is 2. That's why we did it up there. Export. Pick up. Put in. That should turn orange. Oh god, a storm is coming. A storm is coming. Do not panic, or a storm is coming. Okay, very quickly, give me a pipe analyzer times 2, because I need to do some stuff inside as well. And then give me a turbo pump when you're done. All right, I'm glad we found a use for that icy chip. There's literally nothing else. I think we might move the light script onto it, just so we don't have it all in one place. And there's the storm. Okay, so we are now negative, which actually, by all accounts, should then switch over to the other one, because that's not equal to 0, right? Oh, no, it's only if it's equal to... Yeah, it's anything that's not 0, it will display the number for. Right. Okay, so that's pretty foolproof, which is astonishing, given who coded it. Give me one of these, and I just need some spray paint. Oh, it's a hell of a storm. All right, take me in. All right, so let's go take a look at what's wrong inside the base. That's nice. We finally have the weather station up and running, I think. We'll see if it works. But let's take a look at what's wrong in here. And the answer is unfortunately quite a lot. This is a pressure regulator, which means that at no point in this entire series has a single iota of oxygen produced by this farm ever once been placed inside of this pipe.
You don't want to be like this. This is disgusting.
For that to have happened, this would have had to have been a back pressure regulator. A very silly mistake to have made. So the pressure regulator is getting yoinked. That's been turned off. We're all good. I feel so stupid, but no, that is not working. That has never worked, I don't think. Next up, we need to pop you off because you are redundant. Because I'd actually like to connect my this network to the actual overall pipe network in this base, which I believe is that's gonna become the turbo pump. That'll be a pipe analyzer. So I think we're gonna have to like come across like this. Is there something there? There is not something there. Okay, so you can go like that. You can go like that, and then that, and then that, and then that, and then that. And then I think you can connect up here, because I'm pretty sure these are insulated pipes, not on purpose, just sort of by osmosis. Okie dokie. So that means we now officially have the collection network and the return network as the same network. That's pretty dope. I'm pretty glad we've got that done. All right, you are going to connect over here. You are going to be the line for my ice crusher, which I should be able to snap like so, like this. There we go. That's going to be the pipe analyzer for the ice crusher, because right now we're reading our clear waste variable from this tank, but that's now separated from the ice crusher by this valve, so we're not clearing any extra gas in there, and that's a bit of a waste. I'd like to get it all out. And then, of course, I also need to move this cable so we can put our pipe analyzer up here. So that should go up there now, and then around, and then along, and down. Okay, gorgeous. And then you should connect up here as well. So yes, turbo pump goes this way. Beautiful. She's connected. What else do I need to do here? I need the pipe analyzer. Where did it go? There it is. Okay, let's set some names. Oh, and don't forget to wire in this one. Do fear that we are not going to have enough pins left. How many have I got? I got 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 3. Okay, I've got 3 pins. Perfect. Perfect, perfect, perfect. So let's set these up. So you're going to be the analyzer. Honestly, we might need another chip just to do all of this. And you are going to be my greenhouse air pump. And I'm just going to leave you at like 50 liters. We could set you to 100. We could do a PID controller. We'll definitely need another chip because of the line limit then, but I think this is fine. And the storm's already over. It was like a 2-seconder. That's ridiculous. Okay, so for now, what I'm going to do is I'm just going to turn this thing on, and I'm going to let it run, right? We're just going to start pumping air out of this greenhouse and into that lower line. This we will set up later. I think I want to do some other stuff first for now. But I am going to add some basic automation just for this. So let's add a pin for Ice Crusher Analyzer. We'll put that on D3. Ice Crusher Water Analyzer. Ice Crusher Analyzer. There we go. Then you can be the other one. I want you to be my other analyzer. Greenhouse Air Analyzer. And then I want you to be my Greenhouse Air Pump. Okay, cool. So that was D's 4 and 5. Not to forget D's nuts. Okay, cool. So we've got all of our 3 new items initialized over here. Now what the hell are we going to do with them? We're checking the lights, we're crushing the ice, we're filling the bottles. This is all pretty simple stuff, and I actually kind of want to separate my networks here. I think I want to do these pumps on a different chip, just for speed, because this is going to get really slow for a second here. But what we'll do is maybe we'll just do it in the main loop. So no separate function. I'm just going to do it right here. Yeah. We're going to do it right here. We're going to do it as part of this turn on function. Remove excess air from greenhouse. That's the purpose of this little bit of code. So we're going to start off by making sure our on button is set to off, just in case. Okay, so we need to load the pressure. Again, we might as well reuse that variable. We'll load the pressure from the greenhouse air analyzer, and we'll load the pressure from it, right? That's what we want to check. So what's the pressure in the greenhouse? If the pressure in the greenhouse is greater than, let's just say 100. If the pressure in the greenhouse is greater than 100, we want to turn on that pump. Done. That's simple. If it's lower, turn it off. I don't need to do any other clever stuff right now. That's enough for me. So if I turn you off, turn this on, it'll turn it on. Okay, cool. So that's just going to pull gas out of this room until such time as that is set up correctly. And I happen to know that my gas mixer down there is set to 101, so it'll let a little bit of air back into this room each time. Let's shower a little bit more. Get all those bonuses. And let's head over here, past the executive chair, to our... Sorry. It's so stupid. To our kitchen. Yummy, yummy, yummy. Okay, let's also quickly... Let's just name this the fridge. Okay. And we're going to do some quick coding on that bad boy as well. This one I'm going to have to add a function for. Okay, so our fridge should be pretty easy to do here. Basically, we're going to say if the temperature in the fridge is above 0, turn the fridge on. If it's below 0, turn the fridge off. It's going to be that simple. It's going to be that easy. We'll put that one on R8. Okay, so if the temperature in the fridge, which of course must be specifically named fridge, if the temperature in the fridge, temperature, is greater than 0? Yes. That's greater than 0, right? If it is greater than 0, yes, I want you to set the turn on value to be yes. So if turn on, hold on. If the temperature is greater than 0, I want you to turn on the fridge. And then we need to do the batch name thing again, don't we? Yeah. Oh, wait, also you need you need to have the variable you load by. Yeah. Okay, so I want you to set the fridge's temperature to the fridge's on variable to turn on. Okay, this should work. Okay, fridge is on. Are you gonna turn off, boss man? Are you reading the internal temperature or the external temperature, actually? That's an important question. Temperature on the output. I think it needs to be, I'm going to guess it's the output. I'm going to guess the inside of the fridge is the quote-unquote output for this device. God, they really need better tool tipping. Okay, temperature output. Yes. Yes, it worked. Okay, so if I open you up and I eat this and I put it away. You're going to turn on? No. Okay, you are... Okay, it's warming up. Let's let it do its thing. Maybe it's still below 0. I don't know. It is still ostensibly warming up. I've done this before. I did this on my Vulcan series. And now I'm completely blanking on how the hell I did it. Well, it's turning it off for me. You know what? It turns the fridge off for me. That's good enough for now. I will take it. I will take it. Okay, you know what else I need to do? I need to take this stuff outside, including my suit, and get back to work, because we got a lot to do today. And it mostly involves printing. And Magic has threatened my family with hammers if I were to do a single time-lapse during the nighttime again. According to him, that should be impossible to see, Big Hoss. Quote, direct quote. So what is it that we're time-lapsing? Where I need to do a little bit of design work on the workshop. And by design work, I mean I need to make a couple of walls so that we can move our storage onto the ceiling, move our printers over here, and then once that's done, I think we tackle the trading next. Because yeah, we got lots of printing to do today. And it's already day 63 because of that little mining trip at the start. So yeah, lots to do. And honestly, not much time to do it in. Let me get cracking. Let's design. I've got a couple walls up here. Let's throw up some shelves. I think we're gonna have printer, 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 printer. So 3 on this side, 3 on that side. Alright, day 64 is well and truly on its way, and I think it's time for us to begin our teardown here. We need to rip apart everything in front of us and move it over there. This is easier said than done, mostly because we got a lot of stuff to move, and I think, honestly, just give me like 100 lockers. We're gonna need a lot of lockers. Oh, don't mind me. I'm just out here sunning my peridium. You know how dogs do and all that.
He got to do a little meditating.
Over here, you will see that we've actually achieved quite a bit. So our entire workshop has now been shifted over to this side of the base, leaving open this big old space. Still don't really know what we're going to do with all of it. Honestly, pretty tempted to make the greenhouse a whole lot bigger. Like a whole lot. Like have an actual like farm in this segment, and then have this little bit here be like our living quarters. I don't know, kind of 50-50 on the whole thing, but looking pretty good, feeling pretty good. Now, as you can see, we are chock-a-block full on power, which is lovely to see. We are 6% W. That means no storm. I guess you can't just display text using a hash code. Yeah, it was a try. It was worth a try. It was worth a try. If anyone knows how to do it, let me know, but I don't know how to do it. Okay, lovely. So we have a really, really nice little workshop, or the beginnings of a really nice little workshop, but unfortunately we can't do much with it. All of our alloys are up here, and you know my rule, I would like a specific set for each one. So for now, I'm going to load pretty much everything into the electronics printer, and then we're going to need to do a big old smelt with all that stuff I just mined up. But for now, basically everything's going in here, and I will make alloys for everyone shortly enough. So if I wanted to make a set of rocket manufacturing parts, what am I going to need? Iron, gold, copper. Okay, let's smelt that up. And let's get that going. Okay, you make me a rocket manufactory. So this is our next printer. It's going to go over here. And then I think the only other one is the security printer, which we don't really need. But I think just to complete the set, I might just make it anyway. It's fairly cheap. Oh, I mean, while that works, right, we don't really have much else we can do right now. So I say, let's go take a look at our task list and then decide what we're doing next. So we do have the weather station functional. That's nice. We can wipe that off. We do need to dig that umbilical tunnel, so maybe that's what we can go do. We are currently building the rocket printer. Not done yet, though. I can expand the trade pad. That would be good to do, and add a vending machine. We've moved all of our printers. That's pretty sweet. We do need to add more storage. Definitely need to do. In fact, I'm going to put that here. Okay, we definitely need more storage. We have automated the fridge, but I don't think we did the ice crusher, so that's still got to go. That's still got to go. But just to be clear, when I say automate the ice crusher, I don't mean the part where it turns itself on and off. I mean the part where it pumps out all the stuff currently trapped inside it. And we have not updated our battery script. Okay, well, as part of moving everything, I think that includes stripping apart this old build. We don't need it anymore, and it's kind of in the way. And plus we can get a whole bunch of these chutes back, which we will be needing very shortly. Okay, there is our rocket printer. It's very snazzy. We do actually want a sorter on this. I don't think we do on the security printer, so I'm going to put this over here. Just make sure you line up nicely, so you are on the center point of this one. And you need steel sheets, I think. You're a little different than all the other girls. Yeah, 2 steel sheets. Some cable coils, and I think it's just plastic again. Yep, and of course, a screwdriver. Now, we actually don't need the stacker on you just yet, or the sorter, rather, but I'm going to plan for it either way. Okay, gorgeous. I think that should be as simple as turning you on, and let's see what it takes to make ourselves a launch pad. The launch mount, that's the one. Now, for those of you unsure, we are going to be following the guide for rockets that Stationeers currently has in its tutorial. And that's because this is possibly the simplest way I can do this. Rockets can get infinitely complicated very quickly, but we're going to build it as straightforward as possible. So if you play Kerbal Space Program, you're going to be familiar with a lot of the parts that we're dealing with here. But we're actually, it's rather than just putting down the engine, we actually need to like build the engines and the gas systems and the batteries. A lot of it, okay, not a lot. Some of it is done for you. Most of it is not. So yeah, let's just, let's prepare. I'm probably going to need some stairs, because we're going to want to go down a level, because the hill slopes that way. I think I want the launch pad pretty far away from the base. Bang boom potential is great, and I would rather not explode. Rockets can crash when they land. And honestly, while you're doing that, why don't you start building me some more trade pads? Alright, so grab some frames, let's grab some stairs, and let's head over this way and see what this can do for us. Then I need to go eat and drink. So yeah, I think let's come out like a single tile. Right, and we'll bury that in the ground, and then I think we go down a level, so a couple of these, and then we're going to go forward. Let's go forward 1, 2, 3, 4, and then over here I will build the launch pad. So the launch pad's a bit weird. It's kind of like a cross, right, in that you need to you build it in the center here, and it has like 4 little supports that will sit on these different pieces. So I'm just going to give it a little space around each side. And then I guess we'll just build a little walkway heading back here, and then I need some more frames to finish it off. Ooh! And then a bunch of steel sheets, of course. Okay, but we'll chip away at that as we go along. I think I kind of want to do the trading as a priority. All right, so you give me 10 basic landing pads. If we've got a 3x3, which gives us 9 landing pad segments, we need 25 in order to go 5x5, right? So this is too many already, but that's okay. We will use them. Okay, I can't actually finish the upgrade until we get this guy off the launch pad. So let's see what he wants to buy. It was a bunch of electronic stuff, if I remember correctly. And let's sell it to him. Hello, gamer. Unable to trade. Ah, I've got to pick all this up. Okay, never mind. Yeah, are you happy? You're happy. So you want to buy... I can sell you, rather. Cable coils. Check. Electronic parts. IC-10 chips and Electrum. Okay, let's go get him his stuff. Out of interest, can I sell him... Like, let's get the vending machine built. Always do the refrigerated one, by the way. A whole lot of steel. Okay, so you're going to get 500. Make me 1 launch mount, please. It takes an unbelievably long time to print. You need to start making me electronic parts in the meantime. We're going to need a bajillion of them anyway. And you need to make me some more iron, by the look of it. This doesn't actually need to be connected to the launch pad, right? No, it just needs to be connected to this network. So we should be able to just doink him right over here. So the reason you want the refrigerated vending machine is not just because I think it has more slots, but also you can set the stack size, which you couldn't in the past on the regular ones. I don't know, but you probably can now. Basically, everything I know about this game is always wrong because it's always changing. So this should be as easy as connecting that up there. I'm going to have to get a couple chutes to get into the back. There's my 20 electronic parts. Gorgeous. Oh, okay. I am also dying. But that's never stopped me. Okay, so now, ostensibly, I should be able to throw in those electronic parts. And that, right, is what I would say if the machine was on. The machine is not on. I found the button. Okay, cool. So that's there. So now, I should be able to go here, go to sell. Type in... Yeah, it says available 93. Perfect. I can type in 92. I can sell. Oh, gorgeous. I can type in 16. I can sell. Okay, there we go. There we freaking go. All right, let's go eat and drink. And then I guess it's time for day 66. So I have stepped into my space, and I hear nothing but absolute freaking nightmares. Something's creaking. Is it you? It's definitely not you. Well, we brought the pressure down in here quite a bit, which is great. Pump it up. Fuck it. We ball. What is making that noise? Is it you? Is it you? It's a bad sound, man. It's a bad sound. Nothing's high pressure enough to be creaking like that. I don't understand what that sound is. Everything here is really low pressure. Is it just the phase change happening in the liquid pipe? Is that the problem? I'm sure it'll be fine. I wouldn't worry about it too much. I don't plan to. Alright, now we want to get our stuff back from here, the bits we didn't sell, so we can vend them. Alright, so this little homie wanted to buy some IC-10 chips as well. Do I want to spend that many resources on the cash? Yeah, it's mostly just gold. We can get gold. Okay, send it. 7 chips. And I'll sell him like some of my extra cables here. But not the full amount. I kind of need these more than he does, I think. Hello, robot. You will purchase everything, yes? Sell. $24? Ah, you're not worth the trouble. You're not worth the trouble at all. Okay, and I'll sell you a couple of those, but I don't want to waste all my money. It is kind of hard to get cash, though, that being said. At 25 smackaroons a piece, it's not a terrible exchange. You're going to print me some more of these, and then I need to set that poor man free. You should have made... Question mark? Yes, my Launchpad. Okay, can you now make me a launch tower? I need like 3 or 4 of them, probably. And we'll pop this down right here. And you'll see what I mean. It needs to fit inside this little hole. Just like that. And then I think it's just a bunch of steel sheets to weld it up. Okay, that's 1, 2, 3 chips. Okay, we'll do one more. Give me 100 euros and then you can be on your way. Alright, 4 IC-10 chips should do the trick. There's a couple launch pads. You know what? You can do me 2 more while I sell this guy this stuff. So I should be able to sell all 4. And you are free to go. It's been nice knowing you for about 2.5 months of your life. Bye-bye! Wow, he was in a hurry. I don't blame him. Okay, what else do we have here? Space sprouts. That sounds important. What have you got for me? Okay, do not land just yet. I need to reorganize all this first, don't I? Day 67, and just as I've got the spotlight set up, the damn sun comes up. That's the ultimate spotlight, and it's putting me to shame. And I simply won't have it. Now, the spotlights aren't automated or anything, although that would be pretty damn cool. For now, they're just pointing at the trading pad, and that's because it's real dark out here. Let me tell you, the rest of the base is so well lit. This is just like really, really dark, and I didn't like it. So this is a plants trader who's come to visit us here, which is pretty damn cool. He sells seeds. We do need seeds. He doesn't buy much, although he does buy bulk CO2. We could get 50 bucks off him if we ran a gas pipe out here, which is always good. But for the most part, do we need any of this? It would be nice to get some soybeans. If we got soybeans, we could make soybean oil, which could let us make French fries.
Hydration critical.
I don't know if we need it, though. Mark's been doing pretty well on the potatoes. Okay, anyway, you're my prisoner for the next little while until I decide what I'm doing with that. In the meantime, we've got plenty of steel sheets printed up. Beautiful. That's exactly what I wanted because we have a fairly large upgrade coming up. So it's always good to just kind of have a nice little backlog of resources to work with. In fact, let's go do some of that upgrading now. And I need to swap you over. Alright, lovely. We've got ourselves a launch mount. This is pretty straightforward. You place it down in the hole, like I showed you before, and then I think it's a screwdriver and 4 steel sheets followed by a welder with 4 steel sheets to build it up. A launch mount allows you to attach one of these. This is a fuselage. That's what it's called. It's a kit fuselage. It costs about 30 steel to build, and there's many different shapes and sizes you can do. This is what you use to design the shell of your rocket. However, you got to start with the engine mount. And that's just what it looks like right there. You put the engine underneath it, and then you can weld it up. I think it's a single steel sheet to finish it off. But that is always the first piece of your rocket. Then we have this. This is our launch tower. And I actually think I want to face it this way. And I'm going to stack 1, 2, 3, 4 of these. And the launch tower over here, what this does is give us a place to attach our umbilicals to connect to our rocket. Now, of course, we don't have any of that yet. We don't have any of it piped or run or set up, but it's okay. That's just the first part. We got a long way to go. Like I said, tons and tons of infrastructure are required to build a rocket. The one thing we are going to put down today, just so that it's done, is the engine. This one right over here. I've already printed it up. This is the pumped gas engine. That is, well, that was what it was. The pumped gas engine does exactly what you think. It's the most basic form. Basically, it uses an electric pump to pump fuel mix into the rocket nozzle and combust it to blow it up, right? We do want to decide on the orientation once it's inside the rocket, just because of the direction that the fuel goes in does matter. So we're going to have a data port at the back, and then the actual input for the engine over here. So data and power, and then input. Now, I think what do I need to finish this thing? 5 pipes, and then probably some steel sheets, if I had to guess. For those wondering, the pumped gas engine costs gold, copper, and steel. Not very much, it just takes a very long time to print. That's sort of the main theme with all of the large rocket parts, is they just take forever to make. They're not particularly expensive. Most of them just require a little bit of steel, for the most part. But they just take forever. They're really, really, really slow. So when you're building your rockets, just factor in the build time, because it's probably a full in-game day just in printing time. It's kind of ridiculous. Okay, so there we go. We've got our pipes in there, which means it's probably time for steel sheets. I'm taking a guess here, but this feels right. It was right. And with that done, we can actually also weld up the fuselage just for an extra steel sheet. And that's done. That's the base of our rocket. Now, of course, can't build the rocket just yet. We don't have any of the other stuff attached. We couldn't, even if we built the rocket right now, we couldn't fuel it, we couldn't fly it. We haven't got any of the supplementary infrastructure required. But that doesn't have to stay that way. Let's get started on the next step. And the next step is going to be, you guessed it, the conduit. We need to run our pipes and data and power through our conduit tunnel over that way. So let's head down and start digging. Oh, perfect. We got so lucky. It actually happens to it pops out right underneath the launch pad, which is, I couldn't have asked for more. That is exactly what we were going for here. It is slightly offset in that it doesn't come out dead center, but that's actually okay. We'll run along parallel and then around the back, or maybe up the side. Oh, beautiful, beautiful. Okay, let's put down some frames. This is just simply for aesthetic purposes, and then we'll run some conduits. Alright, you join me back on day 68, or rather the evening of day 68, and you'll notice that we've got some long pipes. Right now, our cables and our hydrogen and oxygen run all the way from our conduit tunnel all the way down to where our launch pad's going to be. Now, you may be asking, and it's a genuine question, why don't we just mix the fuel in that room and then send it down the line? And the simple reason, and it is really genuinely this simple, is that I want the O2 and H2 running around separately, because if something blows up, it's a smaller amount that will blow up. If we mix all the fuel and blow it all up, well, there's a good chance that we might lose all our fuel. Whereas if I just lose the hydrogen or just lose the oxygen, I'm only losing half of that component. So it's just a bit less devastating. Another simple reason is that I do also kind of want the O2 nearby. For a lot of stuff, the O2 and the CO2, is that's how we're mostly gonna mix our atmospheric gas if we ever decide to pressurize these spaces. So running the O2 and hydrogen around doesn't seem to hurt too much. Also, another added benefit, and it's a mild one, it does also give us slightly more volume for storage of both of those gases. So, I mean, pick your reason. You could do it either way. Okay, gorgeous. So I've built this little platform here, as this is where we're going to do our fuel mixing, and I would actually like to keep a tank of fuel available. We must just remember not to place anything underneath this rocket nozzle right here. This is the danger zone. So I'm actually going to put a frame there, and I'm going to put a pipe sort of just vertically, because I don't know for certain, but I'm pretty sure anything we build here will get blown up. So we don't want that to happen. Now, fuel mixing is going to happen on this side of the world, so we're probably going to run these pipes around the edge, put down a gas mixer over here, run it into a fuel tank. That fuel tank will go to a turbo pump, which will go up to our umbilicals, and we'll do it all that way. Because the umbilicals don't actually work as a pump, you do need like an active pumping system. The umbilical is just a connection. Now, obviously, as with everything else in this series, you don't need to do it the way I'm doing it, right? Like, you absolutely do not need conduit tunnels and, separated gas mixing and all these other fancy things. Half of the stuff I'm doing is just because it looks kind of good, and that's because I'm playing on camera, right? If I wasn't playing on camera, I'd probably be playing very differently. Everything would be much more condensed, much more cramped, much more chaotic. I'm really trying to smooth things out. If you're playing this game on your own, and I absolutely do recommend that you do, you don't need to do it this way. Okay, I guess gas mixer can go right on this wall. Seems like a good a place as any. Beautiful. Then you will lead to a big old tank. This will be our rocket fuel storage. Very safe place to store your rocket fuel immediately underneath your launch pad. I don't see any issues with this plan whatsoever. Why don't we stick you right over there? Okay, you're going to have a turbo pump feeding off you that goes up to our launch pad. Something like this. Okay, then we would need to see what kind of fuel mixture shenanigans we've gotten up to, which we can put right over there. That's going to be our fuel analyzer. This will be our H2 analyzer, and we'll have an O2 analyzer as well. Okay, gorgeous. That is pretty much set. Then this turbo pump will pump gas up to our this fella over here. Something like this. Just for now, I'm just gonna stick it up like that. We'll figure out the exact positioning in a moment. Oh my god, is that day 69? Wow, time flies, huh?
My name is Mark Gotme, and I live on Mars. But not for very long, if I can help it, because
We are building the rocket, baby. That's right. We got the fuel coming in. We laid all this out last night, and it's looking pretty good. But we've got a little bit more to do. I need to connect up the hydrogen and oxygen lines to this gas mixer. I need to start pumping it into this tank. We'll pressurize up, and then we're going to pump that fuel up into our umbilical tower, which will pump it into our rocket. As soon as any of those things actually exist anyway. Okay, gorgeous. We've got hydrogen and oxygen both connected up. We now need to give ourselves a way of analyzing what's in it. And we'll do all of this with heavy cable, I think, just for consistency's sake. Okay, gorgeous. That's all wired up perfectly. The matter now becomes what's going to kill us first. So we have all of that plumbed in. We need an IC chip down here to control all this, but we'll actually probably put that up top. I need to build the umbilicals because I actually don't remember which. I think I actually need to put this stuff in the back. Yeah, because we need to put this in the back of the tower so that the umbilicals can go that way. Okay. I also might need to flip the tower around. We'll see. Either way, I need to go through this frame, not straight up it. So let's fix that right now. Because the umbilicals take stuff in the back and then put them out the front. Okay, that'll end up being something like that. And then ditto for the power cables. Okay, cool. That's pretty awesome. Let's weld those steel sheets back in and then go see what else we need to get this rocket moving. In fact, why don't we put down the next piece of the fuselage? Actually, you know what? Let me get the umbilicals connected first. So for this rocket to work, we're going to need a power umbilical and we're going to need a gas umbilical, right? So we can pump fuel into it. So let's get those printed and then let's just do a sanity check. Make sure we understand how those work. Okay, so for the gas umbilical, we have everything we need. They print pretty quickly, so be careful. And we do need two of those. We need one for our side and one for the rocket side. But let's just print them one at a time for now. And we're also going to need a power umbilical, right? And then you can make me the next piece of the fuselage, I think. Okay, this is more of a sanity check than anything else, but I just want to see if these umbilicals connect correctly. So this is the one for gas, and yes indeed, you need to put them on opposite sides. Okay, so if I build my gas umbilical here, then the input's on the back. Alright, so we do need to come up the back. Alright, and out of interest, which side is power connections on? It's on the right-hand side, actually, so I need to move this cable over there. Alright, let me do that quickly. Okay, cool. So that's the umbilicals sorted out. We know how they're going to work. I'm telling this guy to make me another fuselage so we can start building it. In fact, we'll need a total of 2 more. But for now, I'm just going to stash all these rocket pieces over here because there is actually the next thing we need to work on, which is a computer and then some motherboards because I need to build the enclosure that is going to contain all of this. Can you give me a pair of stairs? Just the one should be fine. A pair of stairs, just the one. Why, yes, sir, I do sprechen Sie Deutsch. Thank you. How did you know? Okay, then we're going to print 2 motherboards. First is going to be the map motherboard, and second, the rocket control motherboard. I'll let you guess what they do. And we're just going to take these with us, because I'm going to build myself a little bit of a mission control station. So let's have a look. We got stairs going up over here. Oh, you know what? Maybe I do want a pair of stairs, because I think I want my mission control station sort of out here. I think 2 high is plenty for a fella such as myself. So I'm going to want some windows here, 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 we'll make it too wide, yeah. We are gonna have to put some frames in here potentially for a moment, but we'll see, maybe not. Okay, stunning. Then, oh man, I guess I do need another pair of stairs, okay. Wait, it's not a pair of stairs. It is just a stair. Oh, and there's our second fuselage, beautiful. Okay, now for those of you who are wondering what the hell's going on with the rocket, don't worry, I will do a big old explanation of all of it when we actually build the thing. But like I said, it just takes so long to build everything, I'm kind of doing it piecemeal. And I am sorry about that if it's confusing. That sound is becoming increasingly dramatic. I bet the pressure in here is decreasing, so, you know, no problems. Okay, lovely. There we go. Got a nice set of stairs. Let's go get those glass sheets before I print 50, and I printed 50! Gorgeous! Will it print, people? That's the name of the game, and the answer is always yes if you forget it on. Crap. Okay, I do want to get that gas mixer down there running as well, so I'm actually going to grab this. Let's put down our... where is my laptop? I think it's hiding in here, right? Yeah. Let's throw down this. And you know what? Let's keep the laptop in our suit. Haven't really... I suppose I want to keep the duct tape on me. Haven't really needed the pill for a while. I need the... Actually, I don't even need to steal the furnace script from here. I've got it loaded up in memory. I forgot. I've also printed a large transformer here. This is on purpose. The large transformer is going to be used to just control the amount of power going out of our batteries and separate the data networks. It's pretty good for that sort of thing. Okay, give me... I believe it's the furnace IC that handles the mixer. No, it is the hash IC. It is neither of you. Which one of yous handles the fuel mixer? It's this one. It's this. This is the script I need to steal. Okay, so load that, copy this, that's basically it, and then run it. Yeah, that should work, right? So we're going to load the temperature from both of our O2H2 analyzers. We multiply... so you know what, I can give these some names to make this more human readable. Okay, so this is going to be our script, super straightforward. We're going to load the temperature of both the O2 and H2. We just got to make sure we name them correctly, or set the pins, but I'm just going to steal this, to be honest. O2 analyzer, H2 analyzer. Then, what do? We multiply the hydrogen temperature by 2, because we want there to be twice as much hydrogen as oxygen. We then take the... we then divide that value, so double the hydrogen's temperature, by the O2 temperature, right? Or rather, we divide the O2 temperature by twice of the hydrogen. So that'll mean we get 1 over 2. O2 over H2 temperature, essentially, in the correct ratios. Then we add 1 for some reason that is beyond me, and then we divide it by 100 to get a percentage and set that as the mixing ratio, right? Because that needs a percentage. Don't ask questions about how it works. No one here will be able to help you, including me. In fact, especially me. In fact, don't ever talk to me again. Okay, so we're going to have a cheeky little transformer in here somewhere. Yeah, this is the spot. Right there. 499999. Alright, that's going to turn on all that stuff. Lovely. And then I can change... That's isolated this data network, which is what we want. And then this needs to be on this side of things. Why don't we just put you, like, over here? Oh my god, is that day 70? It's halfway through. I didn't even notice. Oh, heavens. All right, nobody panic. Nobody panic. It is day 70, and we have a lot to do. I mean, well, I guess we've still got quite a lot to do, regardless of what we get done today, but you get the idea, okay? We've got a lot to do. All right, so we stole the gas mixing code from here. However, unfortunately, there's a bit of a problem. I realized that this is going to set the ratio on that mixer as though it were the hydrogen that was coming in input 1, whereas this time we have oxygen, which is simply no bueno, right? We can't have that. Now, I think, found a solution to this, and it's just to change the order of the math here. So, as I understand it, and I mean, please take this with a grain of salt, what we're doing here is figuring out the temperature weight of each gas so that we can figure out what the ideal ratio, right, for them would to be, so that they balance out at the same, like, I don't know what the correct term is here, but so that there's the right amount of molecules of each gas in the mix, because we want it a 2-to-1 ratio hydrogen to oxygen. So, first off, we take our hydrogen temperature and we multiply it, right? By 2, because we want twice as much hydrogen as anything else. Then I think we need to change this, right? I think we need to add the O2 temperature. We need to add the O2 temperature to this total. And then we want to divide the O2 by that total, right? I think that's correct. Because that'll give us the percentage of O2 in the ratio that we've determined, in the temperature weight that we've determined, right? And then this will become a multiplication. Because this is going to give us a tiny little fraction of a number. We want to, 100 by the mixer ratio by 100 doesn't really matter. But I think we just want to set this. That should work. So we take in our O2, right? The temperature of our O2, we double it because we want twice as much hydrogen as oxygen. Then we add the O2 to get the total sort of temperature, I suppose, the total weight of the environment. We then divide the amount of O2 by the total so that we get a percentage. So we know what is of the total, what percentage of it is made up of the O2's temperature. And then we just multiply that remaining amount, like the O2 temperature, by 100%. And that gives us the percentage of O2. I don't know why I'm overthinking this so much. This is like... Anyway, we also, it's not just enough that we're going to mix stuff. We also need to turn the pump on when we get to the right level. But let's just make sure this is working, because that should now set... Oh, I need to enable everything, don't I? So you are going to be my fuel mixer. Okay, you're going to be my H2 analyzer. You're going to be my O2 analyzer. And so we should see this adjust again. Yes, okay, and input 1, which is the O2, is smaller than input 2. Perfect. You can become my fuel analyzer, because we're going to talk to that next. You're my fuel tank. Not that you have any data variables, but we might as well set you up. And you're going to be my fuel pump. You're not going to be controlled just yet. We'll get to you, but not just yet. Okay, so this is going to be super straightforward. We're going to load, like we've always done, into a new variable. Put that on R4. Oh, and we actually have R0 unassigned. Perfect. Why don't we use that for our good old turn on variable that I love so much. And then we're going to use the same thing. You're going to be the fuel analyzer. So we want to get the pressure setting from the fuel analyzer. We want to, not into O2 temp, sorry, you're going to go into fuel pressure. We'll get the pressure setting, we'll get the pressure amount from the fuel analyzer. So like how much is in the pipe. We'll set turn on to on if the fuel pressure is below 5,000, right? And then we'll set batch name to the mixer. We're literally just going to steal this this line of code right here. We'll turn him on using turn on. And that should be that, right? That's done. That's it. Export. Place. Okay, you're turned on. So you should keep going until this hits 5 MPa and then turn off. And the ratio is correct. Hell yeah, we did it. Oh, that's huge, man. That's huge. I did maths. I'm 32 years old. I did some maths. Yes. Yes. He's done it. He's done 12-year-old mathematics. He's a fucking go. And it even turned itself off. Oh my, dude, I feel like my brain has expanded 3 times this day. Oh my goodness. Okay. Now, I'm going to do this, and we're going to put a bunch of fuel in this system. So, I mean, we've got a lot of O2. That greenhouse has been working overtime. But it is going to slow down when it gets close to the max pressure here, which will be pretty soon. But we got the correct stoichiometric ratios, and it's all looking gorgeous. Okay, that's a huge component of this all done. Let's go set up our control room. All right, I'm gonna want... let's get a big old wall-mounted monitor, I think. Yeah, that's gonna look cool as hell. Put one there, and I'll put another one back here. Big screen computer? Ooh. No, just do the wall one. It's fine. Just like so. Okay, and then I want the rocket controller in here. And I want the map motherboard in here. And that's because our first rocket is going to be a mapping rocket. I don't think I've actually talked about that. I'm very good at this. Pretty good at this whole YouTuber thing. I don't know if you've noticed. And we'll actually give them... I think I have a spare transformer. Let's just put them on their own network. If I understand this correctly, they do not need to be on the same network as the rocket itself. I don't think. I have literally not played with the rockets since they updated them, so I'm going off, like, straight vibes at this point. Okay, turn the TV on, and there's our map. Okay, cool. So that's, once we have a scanning rocket up and flying, that's going to show us where all the deep mineable bits and pieces are on this map, which is going to be really, really cool to know as soon as we know it. Okay, so I should be able to turn you on. Hey, look at that. And we've got our rocket. We've got our rocket UI. Beautiful. So there's Mars orbit, and there's an unknown thing over there. So we're going to have to send a rocket up and start scanning so we can learn how that all works. Ooh, very cool. Very cool. And the command center begins. It's coming together, and I'm definitely going to change this out for a wall. I don't like the way that looks. So in the next episode, we are going to continue with the rocket build. Today, we got some of the foundational infrastructure in, right? We built out our fuel setup, so we are now producing fuel for the rockets. And this should continue until it hits 5 megapascals, which is it's going to use a huge amount of our existing fuel. You need a lot. You need like a lot in order to make this stuff work. Our oxygen is quite hot, and our volatiles are really, really cold. So that's why we wanted to use that balanced ratio mix, so we don't end up with too much of one and too little of the other, and that's a perfect ratio right there. So very much thank you once again to Barseal. We've got our stuff set up, not really there yet, but set up to connect to the rocket when the time comes. We have to build said rocket. We've got our foundation down, as well as the engine and the fuel pump, but no rocket just yet. And we've got the beginnings of a control room. But I think most importantly, we did a lot of tidying up today, right? We've got rid of our old furnace. We've built out a new workshop space. We did a little bit of trading and expanded the trade pad. So let's head over to our task list and see what there is still to do. So we have, I would actually still like to add a little bit more storage, I think. So I'm going to leave that one up. The control room's designed, that's done. We've got our launch pad, we've got our launch tower, we have built the rocket printer, and we have designed the launch pad. That's all done. We've expanded our trade pad to 5x5, we've done some trades, and we've added a vending machine. Very cool. What the hell did I just delete? It probably wasn't important. Okay, we have not yet automated our ice crusher. That still needs to be done. This was our update battery script. That's what that one was for. That's right. Okay, that still needs to be done. We do not yet have storage silos, sorters and computers, or a sorter room. I think I'm going to build the silos over here in this space, and the actual sorting will be done down here. We're going to expand out that crawl space there, or maybe go up a level and have 2 floors. We'll see. That's going to be a hell of an undertaking, but it's kind of pointless until we've got a rocket that's capable of mining, because that's going to be there to handle all the ore it brings back, because it brings back like several thousand at a time. So that is that. Okay, so what do we need to do next time? Let's add this stuff down. We definitely need more storage in the workshop. All right, so we need our rocket batteries, right? The rocket needs to be able to talk. We need our rocket fuel. We need to have our rocket umbilicals. We need our rocket avionics and uplinks, because that's a whole thing we have to get into. What else are we going to need? We're going to need a rocket scanner. We're going to need a mining rocket. We're going to need 1 million billion chutes in order to move all this shit around. How many silos are we going to need? How many ores are in this game? We're going to have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. 10 ores. We also need silos for each of the ices as well, because trust me, this stuff can get weird real quick. Or maybe not. Maybe just 1. So that's 11 silos. And then we can add one for dirty ore as well. So that's 12 silos. Because next time we're going to be getting into storage, I think. 12 silos. And then honestly, I want to upgrade the kitchen. I want to get a food oven, I think is what it's called. That's going to be pretty big. A little bit of an improvement to the base. I don't know why the fridge doesn't work.
Hydration
But it
critical.
doesn't. Anyway, everybody, that is all we have time for today. I'm going to go inside, have a shower, have something to eat. And then I think in the morning, we're going to smack out some rockets. I hope you've enjoyed watching. I have certainly enjoyed doing this one. Mark and I will see you all in the next one. Cheers.